Okay, welcome back. So we're now in the design phase, and I'm gonna start by showing you what we're gonna end up with. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end up with a design that looks something like a page that looks like this. All right. So with this page here, there's some rollovers and it links, and then all the other pages, like I said before, have the same design but different content. Now, if you have a look at the source for one of these pages, we have a monstrous-looking table that starts here. And then look at all that coding. But we're not going to type any of the stuff in. That's going to be that's the cool part. And actually, the program that we're going to use to generate this this HTML coding for us is actually going to be Photoshop and not Dreamweaver. So in Photoshop, the end result is going to look something like this. Okay, so we're going to end up with a page like this. This is the design phase. Now, normally you would draw the graphics, import the graphics, rip the graphics. You would do all the stuff yourself, based on your own vision in working with the customers. But I've provided all this graphics for you. So what you'll be doing is you'll be basically plugging them in place, okay, instead of designing your own content from scratch. So a couple things to notice here is you notice that these funny slices are named O1, O2, O3. The second thing I want you to notice is you notice that the slices, okay, in some cases the slices correspond to the layers, okay, but in other cases they don't. Alright, so you see here the slice moves from here to here, okay, but the layer goes, that black bar goes all the way across. So slices and layers are two very different things. It's difficult actually to explain what slices are. In fact, I'm not going to explain what they are. I'm just going to show you, and hopefully you'll get an understanding what it is by me showing you. So those slices, now have a look at those slices. When I'm finished slicing, it's going to look like this. Okay, you notice that each one of these is a separate image here. Okay, and you notice that there's a double of each one of these images. Okay, so what's going to happen is in the website, okay, when the mouse rolls over it, we have to tell the computer, okay, we're going to flick from this image to this image. Okay, and when the mouse rolls away from it, we're going to flick from this image back to this one. Okay, and we obviously need two images in order to do that. It's kind of similar like a flashcard, right? So somehow, and all these things somehow, all these slices, images are going to end up in this massive HTML table somehow. Okay, so let's get started. So in the design phase, what we're going to do is we're going to choose to use an 800 pixel wide website. So in Photoshop, okay, so I'm going to start with something that simple. I'm going to go File, New, okay. I'm going to go width is going to be 800 pixels, and the height we're going to go 600 pixels. Now that's this is a pretty small website, but then we're talking about a coffee shop. You know, there's not a ton of content here. So if you have a 34-inch monitor set at high resolution, this is going to take up a corner of the monitor. So but that's okay, you know. So we're going to click on OK. Now here's our blank canvas in which to work. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to go File, we're going to go Save As. Alright, and then in wherever in my webs folder, in my folder here, I'm going to call this main design or something like that. I'm going to save it as a Photoshop document. There we go. We got a blank canvas and we're ready to start. Okay, now to start out, now that I have my blank canvas, I'm going to go back to my folder, go back to graphics, and go back to page main. I see a bunch of Photoshop documents here, so I'm going to open them all, and I should open them right inside Photoshop. Okay, and like I said, normally you would design this yourself. Okay, but I've just kind of sped things up for us a little bit. Now we're going to open our blank canvas here. We're going to start building our web page. Okay. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the left sidebar. Okay. So the left sidebar is oh, why not? Well, okay, I'm here. May as well drag this one. So I'm going to take the main part, drag it in here. All right, just like that. Okay, and the left sidebar is here, so I'm going to take this, highlight the layer, and drag it in here. Alright, and this, okay, so this goes somewhere up here, okay, and this layer here actually looks like it goes in front of it, so I'll move this one down here like that. Okay, that goes in front. Oops, got the wrong layer. And just to make things easier, I'm going to go select, no, I'm going to go view, snap, turn snap on. There we go, a little bit easier to move around. Okay, right click, layer 1. Okay, so this is roughly about there, maybe. Okay, and then I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go put on the header now. Alright, so left sidebar. So I got this, don't need this anymore. So the header is top header. Okay, so this looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4 different layers. So I'm going to select all the layers and then I'm going to drag it in like that. Alright, and then I'm going to move that into position. So that snaps right about there. Okay, and I can see here that this layer 1 is not in the right position, so it goes right about. So the again, the web page looks something like this. Okay, so I'm just basically just snapping it together and assembling like a kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. So layer 1, okay, so that goes roughly maybe something like that. Okay, the title bar here, that is looks like this is one layer, so I'm going to drag that in like that. Okay. Now snap is pissing me off right now, so I'm going to turn it off, and now I can position it exactly where I want. Maybe use arrow keys to move around. This is where your Photoshop skills are going to take the run. Definitely going to give you a run for the money. And while I'm at this here, this main part here looks kind of partially opaque, so I'm going to take this, okay, I'm going to reduce the opacity by quite a bit, not too much, maybe about there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, looks like I need to move the link, so I'm done with the title box, so I need to move the links over. So I'm going to go window, link bar. Okay, so here's my links. So I'm going to drag this folder right into here. Okay, something funny happened there. Okay, let's try that again. So drag the link folder and I'm going to drop it right into there. And oh, I see the problem. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this up to the top there. Okay, so there's my links. So I'm going to take these links and I'm going to place it right about there. And again, I'm going to use the arrow keys to kind of fine tune it. Okay. So I'm done with the link bar, so don't need that anymore. And here's my web page. I think I'm missing that little coffee stain thing at the very bottom here. So here it is, I guess. So I'm going to right click, open with Photoshop. Okay, so here's my little coffee stain. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it right into here. And zoom right click, fit on screen. Okay, so I can see everything. Okay, so now yeah, that looks about it. So here is my web page, and here's what it looks like so far, and as you can see, it's pretty close. Right, so I'm going to save it. And normally this process would take you a lot longer. Normally you would have to design it yourself, and it could take a few hours longer and whatnot. But we will proceed from here.